Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm making a quick short video on some really profound, amazing, I guess, trying to think of the word, just truly powerful, um, kind of like what ended up progressing and happening. For several weeks I've been trying to figure things out and understand to a certain level certain things that were occurring. And I I would say several weeks ago I stumbled upon Kyle Cease, and I know I've seen him in movies and uh, comedy, which he's done for like 25 years, comedy and um, also movies. I don't know how far back that goes, but in any case, uh, what is really interesting is I started to watch some of his stuff on his platform and on YouTube. Well, actually, on YouTube first. And come to find out, um, I was really intrigued by his YouTube videos and his YouTube channel. And then lo and behold, I then um, uh, was doing one of his. He had like a 8 video, like he has these lectures, I guess. I guess they're whatever their retreats that he does for so many days, 3 day weekend retreats and whatnot, and he puts it up on his platform. And I was watching one that had 8 videos, and then all of a sudden today, midday, I started to listen to one of his lives that he did on the 24th, and then he posted it on his platform, and it was talking a lot about the treasures you uncover, to call them treasures and gold, a trauma that is coming up, and basically to look at it as a treasure, that you're hunting for a treasure. And what what blew my mind is I heard him talk about it in a previous video, but then today on how this progressed. And this was a really powerful one that he did. And he started to tear up, and emotional stuff was coming up for him in the video and prior to it. And I'm not going to describe fully what transpired to then for me to realize what happened. See, I understood what he was saying, but I didn't really fully understand it to a point where it was an actual like aha moment. And um so I listened to it several, maybe an hour or two prior to me getting back to my house and walking. And it obviously seeped into my subconscious. And then to go on the walk, I decided, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. It's a nice sunny day. I want to soak up some sunshine and whatnot, having no idea that this was going to happen. But I went on the walk, and I normally go a little bit further, and I decided not to this time. Also, I usually go this certain way, and I decided not to because there was a crowd of people blocking the street. So I just said, forget it. I'll go the other way. I'll go back. I went up to that point and then just went back. And I was thinking to myself, well, what if I would have went further? Maybe I wouldn't have heard what I heard. But then everything happens for a reason, and things are meant to happen. Also, what he was talking about in there, which I want to backtrack a little bit. He was saying 2020 and 2021 is like the year of us two, or the universe and God, whatever you want to call the higher being, is forcing us to look at our traumas, to go inward, to look inside of ourselves, to not distract and avoid, and but to go inward and face these traumas and these fears and these things that are have been trying to come up, and our bodies have been trying to nudge us into a healing process. And again, all of this that I'm talking about is me and what happened to me. And hopefully you can learn from it, and hopefully you get something out of it, and hopefully maybe it triggers you to something, to some point where you could heal. But to continue on, these treasures that we're looking for, or that we don't even realize we're looking for, and that are happening, uh, that he speaks of. So I'm going on my walk, and I get back and I heard something. Something about a building. I don't want to go into full detail on it, on that part of it, but I heard somebody talking, and about a building or a shed, and that's as far as I'm really going to go with that part of it, which normally would have triggered me. It did trigger me, and it triggered me in a way that I felt my body and my nervous system react. And also it triggered me in a way to realize this, to realize that it's not about the building, it's not about the shed, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with these soul contracts that I signed prior to incarnating, and with certain people. And before, I would have thought about this like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe let's go back probably 5 years or more. I would have looked at those people as me avoiding. I would have just been aggravated, pissed off, frustrated, probably ran as fast as I could inside to avoid feeling those feelings, or went to some addiction that would cause, like eating junk food or something, to basically avoid. And in actuality, I went and sat down and I start to evaluate it, and I start to look at it and say, holy shit, this is really interesting, because this is what Kyle keeps talking about. And I know I've heard from other spiritual leaders, or I don't want to call them leaders, just people that speak on self-improvement and self-help and going inward and healing traumas and things like that, and therapists. I know I've heard over the years different ways of speaking, looking at it, but this is a whole nother way. This is like I'm on a different level of consciousness and looking at it completely different now. I'm looking at it from a place of thank you. Like, instead of saying, fuck, why am I feeling this way? Why does this person keep triggering me? Why do I keep feeling this way when I hear this person's name, or somebody talks about these people, or somebody brings up something that affects me? And then I would say to myself, before I'd be like aggravated and pissed off and blaming the situation or the thing or the person, instead of saying, wow, this person is bringing something up within me, a treasure that I now can heal. And thankfully from them, they're showing this to me. They're showing this darkness that is basically shining a light on it, so that I can then move through it and feel through it and heal through it. And before, I would have been looking at it from a third dimensional perspective, like, oh, it's about the building, it's about the shed. This person's just self-centered and greedy and only thinking about themselves. And then in reality, I signed a contract with them prior to coming here, and I am meant to experience these things at the right exact time. But I wasn't realizing that that's why I'm feeling these feelings, and that's why they're bringing these things, and it's bubbling up, because that they were meant to bring that up. then I was saying to myself, why do these other people I don't have a problem with? Why do certain family members I don't have an issue with? Why do others I do? Then you could look at it from, well, okay, maybe it's like past situations that happened with that person that we got into things and I'm holding some kind of grudge or anger towards them. But then I look at it from this perspective, which is they're bringing up these treasures. They're uncovering stuff within me that needs to come up. And if it wasn't for them doing that, then how would I know that that's even there and why I'm angry or upset? Or not even angry or upset, just feeling my nervous system, feeling like these feelings within me that stirs stuff up inside of me. Why am I feeling that? Why is this happening? Why is it this person? What could have caused it? Could past stuff caused it with them? And then I look at it from this perspective and say, okay, it's just a building. The building was positioned in this situation to cause this stuff to come up so I could heal it. And that's the profound part. That is the amazingness. I don't even know the words to even describe how amazing it is. And then I say to myself, he says, just say love it. And I love it because I started to sit there and feel through what I was feeling and then say, wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fred. That's not their name, but I'm just using some random name. Thank you, John, or thank you, Fred, for giving me these gifts. Because in actuality, before I would have thought of it differently. I wouldn't have thought of it as a gift from them. I wouldn't have thought of it as, wow, this person's really helping me, and they don't even realize they're helping me. They don't even understand the magnitude of what they're doing and how they're doing it. And every time they show up, and they show up in a way that they're affecting me, that's actually affecting me in a positive way, in a way that I can heal. And today just woke me up in so many ways, and just say, damn, holy crap, this person doesn't even realize what they're actually doing. And every time that they pop up, they're actually bringing me to freedom, bringing me to that other side of freeness, of freedom, of actually being free from the chains of that pain that I was feeling all the time. Like, oh, like I see random people, not even random people, I see people within my circle that have the same difficulties when they come home and they see a neighbor, and the neighbor, they blame it on the neighbor that, oh, this neighbor, like, they don't even say anything, they don't speak, they don't talk, they don't, when in actuality that it's purposely happening so that you can heal. And if you can actually realize that that's a treasure, that every time I come back to this place and I see them and I feel like running and hiding and I don't want to see them, in actuality they're a blessing, because they're actually bringing that up that you normally wouldn't come up otherwise. And that's a gift from God, from the universe. And I couldn't be more thankful and grateful for what happened today, and the way that it happened is just so profound, and in such a line. Like, it just went one thing after another. And then for me to realize this is huge, because I didn't look at it this way many years ago. Hell, if I did, it will be completely different. But now I look at it in this way, and it's a gift. It's a blessing. They're helping me release these traumas so I can be free, and I can be on the other side, and then I can eventually with whoever triggers me or brings things up, I could eventually be around them with no issue or no problem, not want to run or avoid, and not that you're going to want to be around everybody, not that everybody is aligns with you, not that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you wanted to be around, you can be around, and it doesn't affect you, whether it be the news or. And I heard somebody speak about this, a healer that I was doing some healing work with back in probably I would say December last year into January, somewhere around there, maybe February. I'm not really sure, but they spoke exactly that. They spoke about you being around the news or stuff you don't like or stuff that just doesn't sit well with you. It won't matter. You could be there and be in the presence of the news or anything, and it won't trigger you. It won't affect you. It won't set you off. It won't bring things up because you've essentially healed those things that you needed to heal. And again, it had nothing to do with that person. That person was just there to trigger it. That person was just there to bring it up within you so you can realize you have something that you have to heal and shine a light on. That's all they were there for. It really had nothing to do with them or the material thing or the situation. It was just that person signed a contract with you, a soul contract prior, that they were going to bring these things up within you. And they were going to come in your life at certain times in your life to bring those things up. That's all it was. Point blank, period. End of story. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get something out of it. Love and light to everybody, man. Keep checking our channel out. Thank you so much. Love you all. Peace be with you. Love and light.